Hello everyone and welcome to Two Hearts Homestead. Today I'm at Walmart just taking a look around at seeing all of the plant bulbs and seeds that they have. So I'll give you guys a quick look at what I see and what I might be purchasing. Okay, so if we start at the top here, it looks like we have some strawberry roots. We have Quinault All Star. We have some onion sets. They have a blend. They have a yellow. They have red. They also have white. They have seed potatoes as well. So they have a superior white. They have a sweet potato. They have a gold rush and a red Norland. I was really thinking about the red Norland, possibly picking up a few of those. And then for strawberries again, have some of the same repeats. They have California garlic, which I know nothing about. So if anyone knows anything about California garlic and growing it in Wisconsin, or at least the 5B, 6A Pro Zone, let me know. They also have asparagus, and then they have quite a few blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. So I see an Ebony King, which I did pick up one of those, and I have a Quichita. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then going up, we have some more Quichitas. We have a Jersey asparagus, a Climax blueberry, a Blu-ray blueberry, a raspberry heritage, and looks like a red Lathan, and then some grapes down here, seedless Hemrod, and looks like more seedless Hemrods, seedless Marquise, and seedless Candace. So those are some of the items that I see here at Walmart that I am going to be picking up today. So I'll keep you guys posted on what I do decide to get. All right, thank you everyone and welcome back. I'm very excited to announce that these are the two varieties of blackberries that I settled on for this year. It's the Ouachita, and also the Ebony King. So those are the two that I did decide on, and we're gonna pot these up. So before I put them into the ground, I want them to get a little bit more established. So I do have some larger pots here that I do want to start them in. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. There's like a, almost looks like wood pulp. Not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like it could be wood pulp. So that's probably in there to keep the plant moist. So as you open up the package, it is wrapped in kind of like a cardboard wrapping here. And it is very moist. And as you can see, there's also some growth inside of the pot. Sorry, not inside of the pot, inside of the wrapping here. So I don't want to disturb those roots too much, but I do want to prepare my soil. So for my soil, I'm going to take a little bit of regular potting soil. And I do have some peat moss here. These plants like their soil to be a little bit more acidic. So I am going to add that in. And I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And I do have a little bit of, this is an acid-loving fertilizer. So it's not necessarily for blueberry plants, or blackberry plants, I should say, but it's for plants that do like their soil and everything to be a little bit more acidic. So this is an acidic plant fertilizer. It says it's for like azaleas, a chameleon, and a rhododendron. Not sure or familiar with any of those plants, but they can be used for those as well. So I got that mixed up pretty well here. And then I do want to drop this in. So it is a little bit more full than I want it right now. So I'm gonna pour some of that out. And you only wanna bury it to where it was previously in the pot. I'm going to take out a little bit more, and I'm going to place it probably about right there and start back filling in a little bit more soil. So let me actually mix up a little bit more. And I'm wondering if I should use some of this material as well in there. It looks like it would break down quite well. So I'm going to throw in another scoop of soil, a little bit more peat moss, and some of this material that came out of the actual packaging. I'm going to give that a really good mix. And then we are going to center our plant, and we're going to top it off here. Again, you don't want to bury it too much more than it already was. Make sure I pack it in there very well. And then make sure I put the packaging with this one so I won't get it mixed up. So that is the Ebony King. Next up, we have the Ochita, and someone please correct me if I'm not saying the name of this one correctly. We're also going to remove okay, I might have to cut that off. I don't have scissors here somewhere. It's like a little zip tie that was holding it on. And this one is packaged similarly. It has some of those same materials within this one. So again, I don't want to disturb the roots too much. And if you can see, this one has a root coming right out of the side there. So I'm going to mix up a little bit more soil. And it's okay if I make a mess. That's why I purposely did this outside, so I wouldn't have to worry about any additional mess in the house. Uh-oh, there's a rock in there. So definitely mixing that up. Looks really good there. I'm gonna pour some of it back out. That way I have enough room in the base of the pot for the blackberry. Now there's nothing down here, no roots or anything, so I'm gonna remove some of that and get it settled within the pot here. Maybe a little bit deeper. Okay. And then I'm gonna backfill a little bit. I'm not gonna pour it all out because I do have some peat moss here. And then I'm gonna mix up a little bit of this material that came with the blackberry. And let me also throw in a little bit of fertilizer in that one too. Definitely mix this up really good. And then we are going to top off of our blackberry plant here with soil. Very nice. Again, you want to bury it to the same level it was. It's like a little root sticking out here, so I'm going to bury that. So yes, put it exactly at the level that it was when you took it out. You don't want to bury it any deeper. And this again is the Ochita. And I do have one blackberry. I think I have a Darrow. I believe that's what it's called. And that one I purchased last year. So these are in addition to that. So I do want to actually go and get some blueberries, as well as some raspberries. I have one blueberry that I planted last year. Only got a few from it. So I want another one so they can cross-pollinate just a little bit. They say if you have more than one of the same type of variety, that they can cross-pollinate, and it'll actually make your harvest a little bit better. So I do want to go and get another blueberry to go with my blueberry, and these 2 blackberries are gonna go with my blackberry from last year. So I think I want to invest in having a lot more fruit than I normally have had in the past. I've only been focusing mainly on vegetables, and I've been purchasing a lot of fruit from the store. So it'll be nice to have a variety of those to can or either freeze during the fall. That way we have something to carry us through the winter. So these do take a few years to get fully established. I'm gonna let them establish some within this pot, and then I'm actually going to move them into a bigger pot. But for now, at least this will give their roots a lot more room to spread out and grow and get a little bit more established. That way we won't have too much transplant shock when we go to remove them from this pot. So I will go ahead and get both of these watered so they won't be dry. And I believe that's it for this video. I am very excited. Again, fruit is something that I wanted to make sure I had more of, and this is a start, and you have to start somewhere. If you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave any tips and or comments. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.